I'm Kelly. Welcome to Yap. We'll restart that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that again. Okay, so now we need to do a new thing for the... Welcome to YapNet. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Kelly. And we're having martinis today.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. We already tried the intro once where I didn't even say where we were. I was just like, I'm Taylor. But we're having martinis, but we like different martinis. Mm-hmm. So we each have our own shaker.
Yes.
So what's in your shaker?
Vodka and olive juice.
Okay. And I have gin, vermouth, and olive juice.
And I had this adorable little penguin.
It's cute, right? It's a gift that I got for someone. So, sorry we're using it beforehand. I'm having an issue.
Oosh. You could just crack the top off and like, there's no ice left in there anyway.
Oh, okay.
Since you have an issue with ice.
I do have an issue with ice. Okay, that got all over me. Yeah, that was going to be... Wow, look at that. Very briny. Love that.
Big olive girl, you are.
Big olive girl.
Whereas I can't even fear factor my fucking way through a damn olive. Although I try. I do try.
You did eat one before and you were like, yep, still don't like it.
Yeah, I always say, like, if I order a bloody, I, like, check to see if I started liking olives, and it's always no.
Well, I started liking olives a few years ago by accident.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like it's a grown-up thing. Okay, that's a lot.
Okay, I was wondering if you were going to call me out. Okay, well, let's cheers. And we can talk more about olives. Mm-hmm. Cheers. Ow.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's a very grown woman thing to like, and I'm just trying to achieve that.
No, you're still a kid.
Yeah, I know.
Because you don't like olives. Yeah, I never liked olives. Mm-hmm. And then one day, I was like, I need an olive at this very moment.
Yeah.
And I liked them from that point forward.
Okay, well, I'm still waiting for my letter from Olive Hogwarts, I guess.
From Olive Garden?
Olive Garden, yeah.
Well, I'm a big gin girl. I've been a big gin girl forever. So much so, at my 21st birthday party, I drank half a bottle of gin within like the first hour of my party, and then I was in the bathroom the entire rest of the party. Everyone had a great time, not me.
Yeah. I had to swear off a gin from a spring break.
Yeah.
I was in Panama City Beach. It's a magical place for a spring break.
I love that place.
Me too.
We should go.
Wait, do you want to go?
Do you want to go for spring break?
I feel too old. Look, I may not be old enough to eat olives, but too old to do PCB spring break.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
No one will know.
Right.
We just gotta get a lot of Botox before then.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. It's a plan.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you are so obsessed with olives. I see you buying them all the time.
Because I always break the olive jar. I don't know why. I keep dropping them and breaking them. But I love olives, and that's one of my like comfort foods right now.
Yeah. Well, at my house, we started getting bigger and bigger and bigger jars of pickles because they just go like that. And now we're at like getting the 64-ounce pickle bucket. And I might get 2 next time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get the whole pickles?
I prefer halves, but that big guy comes in spears, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of foods that I overeat,
yes.
The reason we were talking about hyperfixating on foods was because I bought that box of Captain Crunch and you just eat the whole fucking thing until your mouth bleeds. Like,
yes.
I'm so guilty of that, like, every time, which is why I can't even buy it.
What kind of milk do you put in it? You regular?
No.
You're an oat milker?
I'm anti-regular milk.
You are?
Yeah.
Why? Because of a lactose issue? Or?
No. I just, and I actually have been drinking or eating that cereal with regular milk, and it just tastes like pus to me. drink it at
That
all.
was an insane thing to say.
I like thinking about watering it down or whatever. I don't know. I think it's mental, but it's real.
I'm like crying. I'm never drinking milk again. I have so much milk in my fridge right now, and now I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
My hyperfixation food right now is soup.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick, and then I
Yeah.
had soup, and maybe that's why I've just been on a soup kick.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a healthy one, at least.
It is good. Yeah.
I feel like all girls or women can relate to having a butter noodle phase. Like, I go in and out of that, like, probably 1 week out of every month. It's just butter noodles.
Just strictly butter noodles.
Yeah.
No protein.
No.
No.
By God, no.
There might be a little in the butter.
That's a question.
Just, we don't need to research it, really.
Or in the parm.
In the parm, yeah, for sure. For sure. Parm actually, I think, has high protein. Someone said I saw this guy, he had big muscles. So I don't know. I wasn't really listening to what he said. But he said he buys this big wheel of parm at Costco and eats it instead of protein bars. Because there's so much protein in parm.
Well, I'll add more next time.
Yeah, there you go. My always hyperfixation food is slop. Bowl of slop. That is
You're like livestock.
I am like livestock. That is Chipotle. That is Kava. That is anything it's like things you put in a bowl and I can mix it up and eat it. It's like a sticks together.
Yeah.
I need like some sort of like the queso in there or the hummus.
Yeah.
Something that really makes it stick together and I can have these big scoops. I am like livestock.
Well, this isn't easy to find around here.
Yeah.
But I recently had a KFC Famous Bowl, which is very much a congealed bowl of slop.
Wow. I need to have that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like exactly what you're describing.
Growing up, I was a big KFC fan
Yeah.
in New York. I would always get their popcorn chicken, but I've never had this.
Oh.
What
Yeah,
is it?
you should have it. A Famous Bowl.
Famous Bowl.
I lived off them when I was like in college and like, because it was like $4 at that time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it can pretty much feed you for the whole day. Well, at least if you're desperate.
But that's fair.
Some of my other hyperfixation foods are obviously less glamorous, say like fucking egg salad. Egg salad.
Yep. Yeah, yesterday you came over to pick something up and you were talking to me and then you were like, wait, back up. I just had egg salad. Don't smell me.
I get treated like a fucking leper for it. It's like, Jesus Christ. But it really does. It has a scent. Whatever. I don't care. I'm eating it.
Yeah, I backed up. I backed up for sure.
So other foods in my personal menu that I obsess over, and what fucks me up is sometimes these foods are hard to find. Twinkies,
Okay.
mini rye breads.
Mini rye breads?
Yeah.
Like the little tiny toast shape?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh no, not like Chex Mix, an actual piece of bread, but it's very small.
Well, it comes in like a sleeve of like a bunch of them. It looks like a loaf of bread. Okay. Yes.
And saltines.
Oh, I can't do saltines. I love crackers, like a Ritz cracker, but a saltine, no.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You got a lot.
Yeah, I know. And when I was trying to think of them, I just like, oh yeah, I gotta mention this.
I mean, I go through phases where I'm like, I'm making this every day for the rest of my life. And then 4 days later, I'm like, I could never see that again.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. I love it. Well, our next topic is getting fired. So you want to try and jump into that somehow from this?
Okay, well, one of my favorite times getting fired was at this place called The Caboose. And it was right by my high school. And I would go there like straight from school. And I didn't really know like anything about like how food service kitchen worked, but they threw me right fucking in it. I don't know if you know this, but I'm fucking incapable. Like, it's especially then I couldn't do anything. So they had me like doing like espresso machine, like all the barista duties, and then also doing prep for the kitchen for food service.
So what kind of restaurant was this? Or
Yeah, maybe like I would call it like bistro or something, cafe. One of those fucking words that doesn't
Okay,
mean
sure,
anything.
sure,
But they
yeah.
had like sandwiches, fries.
Did they have egg salad?
No. Okay. That may be in one of those fridges. I don't know. I didn't stick around long. So I got so brutally and suddenly fired there, which I didn't fucking want to work there. Like my mom was like, yeah, I'm not, you gotta pay for whatever you want, your stupid phone bill or whatever. And I was like, ugh. So I was portioning curly fries, and that was the fucking straw that broke the camel's back. They had it with my ass because I didn't care. I was just like, okay, yeah, that bag looks like that bag, but they wanted me to weigh portions.
They wanted you to weigh the bags. Mm-hmm. Do you know if that's typical?
No, I don't know. No, I never got another kitchen job after that.
Okay.
I didn't have any references. But yeah, I actually remember at my interview for that job, the woman asked me, if you were any type of tree, what type of tree would you be?
What did you say?
I said a Christmas tree.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And so maybe it was like a personality hire. I don't know, but she fucking hated me by the end of that week.
What's a good answer for that question?
I don't know. I think it's a weird question, and it doesn't even mean anything. Like
a maple tree because my piss is sweet.
Taylor, you're.
I didn't know what I mean because I exude sweet stuff. That's probably better.
No, I'm sweating.
I'm sweating too. Okay, let's have a conversation about this real quick.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's really cold outside.
It's so cold out, so we decided to wear these, which belong to Kelly, and my hands are wet. I don't sweat, but I'm sweating. But I'm not wearing anything under this that I can wear on camera. So.
No, but we discussed that might happen.
Yeah, so we're just dealing with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always do.
Anyway, back to being fired.
Yeah. One other time was a brutal time, and that had to do with like my boss was friends with my ex. They had a falling out. It was really messy, and he charged me at the bar. Like charged me physically. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I don't work here anymore.
Wait, but why would you assume... Wait, your boss charged you? Oh, I thought you were saying your ex did.
Yeah, no.
Why did he... What?
Because it was really messy, their friendship falling out. And I was kind of connected to it. So, yeah. But neither here nor there. The last time the time before that I got fired was because I actually had quit, and I told them I had to quit for the summer because I was going to band camp, and they thought I was joking.
They didn't know about the sousaphone.
Right. Well, they just thought I was lying.
Yeah.
And then when I didn't show up for my shift, they're like, "You're fired." And I was like, "I quit 2 weeks ago."
That's funny.
Have you ever been fired?
Just once.
Just once.
Just once.
Well, it builds character.
It definitely does, and I think that it is beneficial in the end, right?
Yeah.
Even though if it feels weird during. So my firing story is from when I was a news reporter. So I was a food reporter at a TV station. So I specialized in food, but I also did a lot of other stuff at the station. I was a producer. I would work in the control room. I would write stuff. I would go out and do interviews. There was just like a lot of stuff I was in charge of. And I had my own segment. They called me Test Kitchen Taylor. And I would make weird food on camera. And then we would eat it. And we would say, it was like called Would You Eat It? And we would say, oh, I would eat this or I wouldn't eat this. Some of the stuff was really gross. Some of the stuff was really good. But it was all viewer recipes or weird stuff I found online.
Like, what's the weirdest?
The weirdest and worst one was from this old cookbook from the 1950s. It was a banana wrapped in ham topped with hollandaise sauce.
Ooh.
And it was actually in a cookbook. And it was awful. I made some of those old weird Jell-O things. Something surprisingly good was Old Bay seasoning potato chip ice cream.
No.
So it was vanilla ice cream and potato chips, and you crushed up the potato chips and Old Bay seasoning, and you mixed it together and refroze it. And it was so good. It was like salty sweet. That was surprising to me.
Yeah. I don't believe you. So
We'll have to do it. But I did this for, years. I worked at the TV station for years. So I was there for 4.5 years. And then when COVID hit, the station sort of changed gears and they were like, we're not doing anything fun on air. So everything is going to be hard news, which means just news. We even changed our set completely. Our set was a bar and it was fun. And then we changed to like a full news set. So, when that happened, I wasn't on TV anymore, which was the part that I loved. I loved doing the food stuff. I was just producing. I was actually producing like 4 shows a day, which is super fucked up. I mean, we had one producer for each show typically, and then COVID, everyone went home. I was the only one there. I had to write 8 stories on the website every day. I was like dying. And I was like, I hate this. This is the worst, and I can't do this. And so what I decided to do was start a food blog. So I was like, I'm going to do this for work, and then I'm going to work on my food blog when I get home, and then hopefully that can be something that I do in the future because I love the food stuff. Now, part of that was something I called the first taste that I would do on my food blog, where I would try a food from around the city and give like my first impression on it. So I wanted to do like a little intro video for it. And so I came up with this concept of having like, I was in the bodybuilding community at the time. I was friends with people in the bodybuilding community at the time. And the idea was for this little intro video, it was going to be bodybuilders like in aprons, shirtless, baking me a cake. And then I'd be like the first taste. It was like a little
promo.
Yeah, but it would go at the beginning of each reel or video that I did. As I was coming up with this concept, I happened to run into one of my friend's husbands who worked at the station. Now, she was like my best friend, and I was very close with him as well. I was super close with their family. I was there all the time. I mean, we were just like inseparable, and he happened to be a really fit guy. So I told him the idea, and I was like, you would actually be perfect for it if you wanted to do it. And he was like, literally anything for you, Taylor. Like, I'm so down. Let's do it. We recorded it literally that weekend. So I think it's time for a clip of the day.
Why Taylor got fired.
Let's pull up the video. Okay, here you go.
The way you describe it as so harmless. All right, it's these guys. They're just making me a cake.
Now, the truth is, I thought it was pretty harmless. And maybe I didn't have as much of a dirty mind as I do now. When I did that, I was like, this is really cool and cute and fun.
When you shoved your finger down your throat, did you think that was really cool and
You're
cute and
a
fun and
fucking
harmless?
hater, Kelly. By the way, that was just the tip of my tongue. I can shove my finger down my throat way more than that, especially now. Okay, buddy? But I sent it to everyone who was in it. Everyone was like, I love it. It's so fun. This is great. Like, perfect. So I posted it on my food blog. Late at night, right? I woke up the next morning to a bunch of texts from my friend from the station. She was like, how dare you? And I was like, how dare me? And she was like, I had no idea. Now let me tell you this. Literally that week we had switched shifts. So like I said, I was doing a bunch of stuff at the station. They put me on the night shift. So I worked 2 to 11 p.m. My off days were Monday and Tuesday. I worked with pretty much no one, just a director and the anchors. So I didn't see her at all. So I didn't tell her about this idea that I had or about the shooting. But I didn't think I had to because I told her husband fully about it. But she said, "How dare you? This is totally unacceptable." I said, "Hey, I did not mean to hurt you in any way. I would have thought he would have told you. Like, I really didn't even think about telling you. I was close enough with them that, like, whatever." After that exchange, he messaged me. He was like, "You need to take this down." Okay. I did end up taking it down. It was up for a total of like 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours. But it had people were loving it, right? And I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, well, I'll just have to redo it. Me being a good person and all, and I, because I took it down for their sake. Right?
Yeah.
So I went into the office as normal, like a week goes by, just over a week, and my boss comes into my office. I'm like, "You're not normally here this time. That's weird." But, and he was like, "Hey, could you meet me in the conference room?" I said, "Yeah, let me just finish these emails." So I finished my emails, got up, I went to the conference room, and he was like, "You have an account, Nola Food Babe." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You posted a video on this account." I said, "Well, I posted a video, like the last thing I posted was like a week ago, but I took it down. I posted something like 2 weeks before that or whatever." He's like, "No, I'm talking about the video you posted last week." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Someone screen recorded it, sent it to corporate, and they said because of that video, they didn't feel comfortable working with you anymore. And for that, you're terminated effective immediately."
Because it's pornographic, inching towards it, or why? Like,
because her husband agreed to be in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had no ill intent filming this video. I really, and it's pornographic, but like the least bit. You know what I mean? Like me licking my finger. I guess is I don't know, but people really thought it was fun. And so I had never been fired before. I said to him, "Okay, do I get to say something? Do I get to talk about it?" And he's like, "You could say whatever you want, but here's the paperwork."
Oh my God. And that's so demeaning.
I had been there 4.5 years. I said, "Well, what do I do?"
Yeah.
He said, "You clean out your desk and you're not allowed to talk to anyone when you leave." I said, "I have 2 desks and a full office here." He said, "I'm going to stay with you the entire time." I said, "It's going to take me over an hour." And it did. It took me 2 hours to clear out all my stuff. And
you're probably like upset and like,
I was upset. Everyone was like, "What's going on?" And he was like, "Don't talk to her."
Like they treat you like a fucking...
It was insane. So then I started like crying. Because one of my anchors who I love dearly, Susie, was like, "No, I'm talking to her. You're not in charge of who I talk to in my personal time." Like,
right.
And everyone was like really standing up for me and whatever. And everyone thought it was like super insane that I was fired. But the truth is they treated me like shit there.
Yeah.
And I was worked so much harder than everybody else for no reason. And when I left, there were a lot of issues because I did so many jobs there.
Yeah.
So that's why I got fired. But okay, do you think I should have gotten fired because of that clip?
No. I mean, especially if it was just like a political thing, like that girl was mad at you, that's why you got fired. I don't think that's like a real reason to fire someone. But considering it kind of looks like the beginning of an orgy, like maybe the news didn't want to be associated with that.
Here's my question. Well, first of all, nowhere did it say who Nola Fate, like there was no direct connection. But if the guys weren't as hot, would you have said that? If I wasn't pretty, would you say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's fucking ugly people in porn all the time.
But you know what I feel like it was like a weird...
Well, you were better off without them anyways, and you're too good for them.
Thank you. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to get back into news.
Who the hell wants to be there every day anyways? Fuck that.
No.
It's 2025. We're wearing these and we're staying home.
We're staying home because we both work from home. It's nice. And so close to each other.
It is nice. Pretty much the only thing that I miss about going to the office is potlucks.
We didn't have potlucks at the office. You know, I did do a series. Well, I should save this, but I did a series, King Cake of the Day, and I would bring back a new king cake to the office every single day.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like shared food at the office. So maybe that is what I missed too.
Yeah, I mean, I love when everyone brings their own dish. I'm going back to the office next week, and I'm going to bring them a king cake. I'm going to bring them the Dong Fong one, but we'll talk more about king cakes another day.
Another day on our Mardi Gras themed episode,
Yes.
which is in like 4 episodes,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're talking about that.
Okay, so our next topic to touch on is dating apps.
Yes.
Do you have any good stories or doozies to go over?
Doozies. You know, I have stories from dating apps. Nothing crazy. People have dealt with some crazy shit on dating apps.
Yeah.
That I haven't. I think that's because I'm first of all banned from Tinder.
Of course you are.
I'm banned from Tinder for being a bot.
Oh.
I'm
See,
not
you're too
a
hot for
bot.
them too.
Well, because I had like professional pictures, and probably
Yeah.
because I was trying to fuck.
Oh, so you're like repeating the same lines over and over again?
I'm like, hey, big boy, what are you doing tonight? No, like, I don't know if I was repeating the same thing. Oh, but I was that's when I got banned. When I was like, I'm just horny. I want to meet someone on here, whatever. And I got banned. I'm like, this is the worst fucking time to ban me.
You're just too good to be true.
I guess so. I did have a Hinge profile. That I met like, I think I've only met like one person from it. And I went. He was really nice. And then I was like, I'm getting the feeling that you're not like looking to date me. Like you're not, like I said that. It seemed more like friends, I guess, you know? And so I was just honest with him, and he was like, yeah, you went to college at Tulane and you were in Kappa Kappa Gamma. I said yes, and he said, so you know so-and-so, a girl. I said, yeah, I know her. She was in my pledge class. And he was like, that's my ex. I'm still in love with her. And either I was hoping you could talk to her for me, or like you could help me get over her.
Okay, so what about the dichotomy of you get kicked off the app for being a bot, but then you only got a date when they were trying to get to another girl?
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. So that was like fucking weird. I also have, before I got kicked off of Tinder, I have the story of the guy who came 3 times in 5 minutes. Didn't know that was possible. That was insane. I mean,
Was it like machine gun style? What was there like?
there was 30 seconds in between included in the 5 minutes where I was like, hey, if I put this in my mouth again, are you going to come again? After he did it twice. And he was like, no, this time really. And I said, okay. Come. I was like, how is this possible? I did not know you could do that. It was literally less than a minute each time. And look, I don't mind when someone, finishes quick. That's fine. The first time, the second time, no one has come quick twice, but 3 times. That's actually insane.
Maybe that's the guy who accused you of being a robot.
He's the one who got me after he left. Because then after he did the 3rd time, I was like...
He's like, something's wrong with that bitch.
He was like, we could try again. I was like, no, we can't. I am not horny anymore.
Seen what I needed to see.
Yeah, and then he was like, fuck you, and got me banned. That's probably true. What about you with your dating apps? Have you?
Well, I have this hilarious story about a friend went on a date but it was partially like, what's the word I'm looking for? Chaperoned by me. Okay. So like for safety, right? Like some people like are worried about meeting someone, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm here for safety. These chips are good though. Like,
no, I just was existing at the same bar. Okay.
Sure.
So, this guy is like from Ireland or whatever, and
I love that.
he's really nice, being like super cordial, giving her a lot of attention. Everything's great. We end up like morphing together groups, then so we're all talking to this guy. I had this little roommate at that time. He was a little fucking shithead. But he was like always like wasted, and he's like, I don't fucking trust that Irish guy. He's faking it. And we were like,
was he Northern Irish or regular Irish?
Well, you'll get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
So, Alex is like, I don't trust that guy. Like, something's wrong with him. And I'm like, you're a tweaker. That's what's wrong. Like, shut up. You're being mean to this guy who my friend is really enjoying his company. Anyways, to fucking like icing on the cake, he came back to my house with my friend and
the Irish guy.
And we sat around the table. We played cards for hours. I asked him all about his life in Ireland.
Oh God.
Alex is like sitting at the table like, and Ben's like, chill, like shut up. You're embarrassing us. They slept together, my friend and the Irish guy. For the record, he maintained the Irish accent through the boning. I fucking saw his ass at Target like 2 days later. Hi, are you a user of AT&T? I was like, you.
What the fuck?
The whole thing was he lost in fantasy football.
Oh my God. So he had to pretend to be Irish.
But he fucking was flawless. Look, I may not catch on to every detail, but damn, dude, like, whoa. That was something else. I'll never forget. I'm fucking talking about that guy all the time.
So then did everyone apologize to your roommate?
No, I didn't tell him.
He doesn't know. He still doesn't know. He was so angry. He's like, that guy's faking. You're like, you're a fucking idiot. And then you found out and you're like, yeah, you're still a fucking idiot.
And that's true.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was. I met what we can be generously calling a professional athlete on Tinder. I went on a date.
Why are we, go ahead.
Because the sport is Frisbee. Yeah, well, I mean, at that time, I was like, I don't even think it was Instagram yet. It was still like Facebook. And I was like, oh my God, he's famous. When I looked at his page or whatever.
There are professional Frisbee players.
Look, I mean, it's like trick shots or something. I don't know.
Ultimate?
No.
Ultimate was big in...
It's not. It's just Frisbee.
Are you not embarrassed to share this right now? Out of all the things you said, this is what I'm like, maybe you... Okay, anyway.
But one of my most prized dating app stories is this time. Okay, so I was like living partially in Illinois, partially in the Virgin Islands. And I was going back and forth a lot with the dog. That's kind of, I don't know, important detail. Anyway, I matched with this guy on Tinder in Chicago. But I was like, this is bizarre. I'm like, oh, well, if you want to meet up, it has to be like within the next 3 days because I'm going back to the Virgin Islands.
Sure, yeah.
And he said, you're going back to the Virgin Islands? When? And I was like, on this day. And he was like, me too. And I was like, fucking what? Because Tinder in Illinois at that time was like awesome. It was like there were so many people on there. Like it was and he was like, well, you said you're going on whatever day, like what time? And I was like, I told him what fucking time, like a dumbass.
Oh my God, he booked the flight. Okay, I don't know. Go on.
Oh, well, he was a magician. And he was a magician performer on the cruise lines. So he was boarding in St. Thomas, like in the middle of a cruise to perform.
So he was actually going to St. Thomas.
Yes. And then he says, well, give me your confirmation number. I'm going to switch your seat so that we can have our first date be on the flight. Like, okay, magician, yup.
Did he change you to first class or anything?
No. What the fuck? I said he worked on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
Taylor.
well.
So, so he's like, we're texting, trying to meet in the airport, whatever. And he's like, all right, well, I wrote on a small piece of paper what you're wearing, like as his magic trick. And he's like, I'm going to put it in my back pocket. I'm not going to touch it when you find me. Just take the piece of paper out of my pocket. Mind you, my demographic, my age, you know, my whatever description, and I have a fucking dog with me in the airport. Don't you think he may have seen that I had a pink backpack? Or maybe could have even predicted, your average Joe could predict I have a pink fucking backpack.
As soon as you were like, he wrote down what I was wearing, I was like, yeah, because he saw you. I didn't think that was a question.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't think of like other specific examples that he did, but he really was good at.
He really did magic.
I didn't fucking say that. I said he was really good at tricks.
He really was a master of the dark arts.
Look, you're jealous, so.
You know what? I've never been on a date with a magician that I know of. There was one guy who was good at sleight of hand.
Where did he slide it? Well, I did see a different magician performance. I think I fucking called you and I was like bursting at the seams, waiting to tell you about all the magic tricks. And you're like, okay, calm down.
You really love magicians.
I do. And you would you like to see a magic trick?
I would love to see a magic trick. Now tell me the rules of this.
Now I want you to pick a card.
Okay.
Look at it.
Yes. I'm going to show the camera.
Okay. That's the part I'm worried about.
Wait, do you want me to lie and say you get it? Shh, don't tell them. Okay.
Welcome to Kelly's Magic Show. Prepare to be amazed. Now, pick a card, any card, Taylor. Now, show your card and think really hard about the card that you have.
Oh my God. I'm thinking really hard about it.
Okay,
and
good.
you're shuffling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Here we go. I'm nervous.
Yeah, me too. She's shaking.
Hold on. Oh, fuck. Hold on. She'll come. Shh. I need to know what Taylor's card is.
I'm nervous. It's hot. Is anyone else hot? Yeah. No, that's not it. Do you want to try again?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Show it. You got it. How did you do that?
You're welcome. And a magician never reveals its secrets. It's secret.
Yeah, how did you get it on the second? You did that on purpose to throw me off. The first card.
I was just kidding.
Because you thought I might be onto you, like what you were doing.
Okay. So, look.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm more concerned about the computer in this moment because earlier when I was practicing, the computer happened to also pick the same card as you did, but that is nothing to do with it.
The computer is what we call our
Because
editor.
you picked the card.
Yes.
Right? So
yeah.
that was just a coincidence.
Right, and I picked it, and I was like, the computer said that he got this earlier. Maybe it's part of the trick. I don't know. Great job. But when we were in Illinois, you and your dad did a magic trick to me.
Yeah.
That was
The magic runs deep in my family.
I said you started. I don't know how magic came up, but I said something about magic, and then your dad was like, "I'm gonna find the old tricks." And you were like, I think they're over here. And your dad was like, I searched all day. I couldn't find the tricks. And I'm like, it's okay. He's like, what about the rope one that you cut in half? Like, and then it's still together. I'm like, you guys are, I love this. But you pulled off a really good magic trick on me where you would leave the room and I would pick something. And then you came back in. And
Yeah.
that
one's a hit.
And he revealed his trick to me. But I won't reveal it to you. So... Maybe we should start doing that to people at the bar.
I actually think that in that moment, you and I needed to leave, but we're like, all right, my dad's all riled up. Let's give him a fucking minute.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll pick. I'm like, fuck her.
The Cubs game started 2 hours ago.
Which is really true. Yeah. I did some magic once upon a time.
Yeah, I want to see the video of your magic show.
Yeah,
really.
when I was younger at summer camp, my summer camp was amazing. There was a whole magic theater, and there was Magic Larry who would teach us the tricks. And I did one where I cut my friend into 4 or 5 pieces and then put her back together. There was one where she locked me in a cage, and then she like stood on top of the cage and jumped, and then she turned into me, and she was locked in the cage.
Huh.
I'll tell you all the secrets. But yeah.
Don't.
Okay, I'll keep the mystery alive. And you can find them really easily, to be honest. If you search me, my mom has a whole YouTube channel of like my performances from when I was a child.
I'm going to access that.
You probably shouldn't, but it'll, you can waste a few hours that way for sure.
I've gotten a little taste of some of your videos.
Have you?
Yeah, we were discussing your talent show, and you're like, I was such a little bitch, and you're like, watch this, and like you're like, you over there.
I'm like 8.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, everyone, quiet. And then I get in position.
That's exactly what happens in that video.
I know, and I'm still the same. I'm still exactly the same.
Yeah, well, it's masked better.
Yes, that's true.
Well, we have a new neighbor.
Yeah. Yep, a famous neighbor.
Yeah.
Gypsy Rose.
Welcome, Gypsy Rose.
Welcome, Gypsy. She's coming to our part of town.
Mm-hmm.
She's moving to Metairie.
Have you followed her story much?
Not in recent time.
Mm-hmm.
That song, like, my man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. My man.
Okay, but
My man.
she didn't make that song, did she?
No, she just said that and then
Yeah.
turned it into a remix.
Yeah, well, she had her share of drama. Well, because it was like so fun to watch those documentaries and then actually see her get released, like.
Yeah.
And then she had a little switcheroo with her husband or something, and now she's having a baby. So good for her.
Good for her. I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about her, to be honest with you.
Well, I enjoy watching those videos about maybe we have had the wrong idea the whole time.
I enjoy that as well. So wait, does Gypsy Rose have a TLC show?
Yeah, I think it was called Mother Dearest or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mommy
Mommy Dearest.
Know.
It was called Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big TLC person, but you are.
Yeah, I definitely am. I mean,
Yeah.
I love all of them. Have you been even watching like little clip? I'm getting a lot of clips of Sister Wives. I fucking love that.
But you've told me about it, and
Yeah.
Sarah has also told me about it. Sarah likes it. I have not. My mom has been telling me about, like, Help, I Married a Mama's Boy or something. My
Yes.
mom loves that show.
Dude, I do too. Are you kidding me?
'Cause
It's
it's-
outrageous.
Really creepy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's whatever you're thinking. If you haven't watched it, it's fucking 100 times worse.
She showed me, she was like, watch this episode. She's like, I'm fast forwarding through the boring parts. But
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of like this mom and son getting couples massage together. Fucking weird, dude.
Dude, one of the most outrageous and one of my favorites, her name is Kelly. And she almost reminds me of, what's that fucking movie where it's called Misery. It's like a Stephen King novel, and she like captures this author and like she breaks his feet anyway. But she like is that obsessive. Like there's this one time
Wow.
when like they're trying to have like a private conversation and the mother's like, well, I just don't see how this doesn't involve me. And they're like, cause it's about our relationship.
It's weird. So what are the other shows you like on TLC?
Well, Botched, I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes, let's talk about Botched.
I'm obsessed with it. And, you know, when I watch with Ben, I have to fast forward through the fucking surgery.
Surgeries? Okay.
But I like to watch the surgery.
I'm cool with the surgeries, yeah.
Especially like a really impressive nose job, like someone who has a jacked up nose, and they fucking take that bitch apart.
I was gonna say I'm weird about nosebleeds, and the nose jobs is not something I can watch. The other stuff I can watch.
Yeah.
Noses freak me out. I don't know why.
Yeah, well,
And eyes, like actual eyes, not eyelids.
yeah, I just watched one yesterday. The guy had a botched lower blepharoplasty.
Plasty?
Yeah,
Yeah, where?
so his eye was like this permanently.
Oh, God.
And they fucking did some magic.
And they
shit.
made him.
Yeah, made him like he could blink again.
I mean, that's awful to not be able to blink. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and he looks pretty fucking scary.
You know what? A lot of the TLC shows have people that look a little scary.
Oh, yeah.
I was just, while we were setting up, I scrolled through and you were like, are you okay? Are you about to cry? And I was like, yes. I just saw like a clip from like Help, I'm Covered in Tumors or something. And I was like, this is.
Well, think about
too
the
much for
surgery.
me.
Think about when they're cutting those motherfuckers off. That is the glory.
Well, that's like, that makes me think of Dr. Pimple Popper, which I know you love.
Yeah, and the foot one where they fucking chop those fucking cords off.
No, I'm not interested in either of those. I never got that.
Well, you know what's really important to me is to be able to see the full after. Like, I need the end of the episode to have a 2-year update.
Okay.
You know what I
to be
mean?
This
Like-
is what my foot looks like without all the fucking corns. No. And My Strange Addiction. Mm-hmm. Do you want to save that for another episode?
Definitely.
She's gonna make me eat deodorant.
And light bulbs.
She's gonna make me eat light bulbs. You know, I was like looking up TLC shows because I know you know a lot, and I was like, I need to be knowledgeable. And everything that came up was My Strange Addiction, and
Yeah.
I couldn't watch one all the way through.
Oh, I fucking love them. Like,
No.
one last one I have to
Yes.
bring up is fucking I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, which I'm obsessed with.
I've seen one episode.
Like,
of
can
that.
you imagine, like, I have all this footage of you from a night out, you're fucking dancing on the bar, whatever, and then it's like, this is Taylor the night before she gave birth.
Oh my god.
You know, because, like, some people, like, don't show at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one and there was a girl, she was like, I just thought I had to shit. And then I was pushing a baby out on the toilet. And I was like, it probably feels fucking different. I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
And on that note, cheers.
Cheers. Here you go. I think it's time for our last segment. Hate Mail to Kelly.
Oh, yes.
You forgot about that?
I didn't forget about it.
That's happened before.
I'll zoom through it. Hold on. I bought a
drink
car.
up. You bought a car. Yes. A truck.
Yep. They called me and said that they were going to take it back. And I said, oh, well, must simply be a mistake because I have been paying a lot
Yes.
towards it.
Uh-huh.
But they don't want you to know this one simple trick. You're supposed to register the fucking car.
You didn't register it.
Yeah, so a cool $3,000, and now I'm legal.
Why did it cost $3,000?
Long story, but it was to Illinois. I didn't pay taxes in Louisiana.
Okay, well.
And that is the fucking worst type of hate mail you can get.
Yeah. A $3,000 bill. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
it
and
is.
kind of an angry bitch calling saying, fuck you.
We're taking your truck back.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. But I'm glad you got it taken care of. Let's try the ending again now,
Okay.
okay?
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for watching or listening.